computer, live on Facebook. Village board meeting. Live.
Good to go.
Okay, let me get this off. And okay, we will start tonight's meeting with the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to welcome everyone here and everyone watching on Facebook and to our October 21st, 2021 village board meeting. Can I get things started with a motion to approve the village board meeting minutes from October 7th, 2021?
Move.
Megan and Andy, any changes or questions? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. We'll go down to citizens' comments. We'll start with, let's go with Matt Hunt first with the Big Chill, I'm assuming.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yep, so here looking for annual permission to host the Bville Big Chill. Proposed date we're looking at is Saturday, January 29th. And that runs from approximately 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. At Mercer Park. So we're looking for requesting permission to use Mercer Park that day, requesting to waive the open container law during the event time, and requesting to waive the usage fee for the park.
Okay. Now that's usually something we do, Mo, right, once we have all the insurance and stuff on file, or?
Yes.
Okay.
There's a form, correct? Is there not?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
It should be online, or else I can email it to you.
Okay, great,
From
thank
Mercer.
you.
Is there a security deposit?
There would be, yes, there still would be a security deposit of $50
Okay,
that we would hold.
Do we open the restrooms for that?
Yes.
Chuck's not here. I don't even know.
Chuck's
Can
here
we
now.
get it winterized?
Chuck's coming in.
Oh.
Hello, Chuck. We lost you for a while.
Yeah, I just dropped the connection.
Bruce has a question for you.
Okay.
During the Big Chill, do we open the restrooms? Can we open them or not?
We can.
Okay.
Yeah. We
Just so
bought
it's on your, they're
We-
proposing what would you say, January 29th?
yes, January 29th, yep.
Oops, he's gone again. Just so you can get it on your calendar, Chuck. Mo can put it on her calendar.
Once I get the application, I'll send it to them.
Okay,
And then when we get when Mo tells us she has the application, then we'll put on the agenda to approve the waiver, the open container and so on.
okay, perfect.
I don't see any problem with any of that stuff. I mean, this is a annual ritual.
Right, Yep.
All wackos from all over come out and dump their head in a frozen river.
maybe this is the year you do it.
No, it won't be, because I have a wife who threatens my life if I even think about it, because I'll have a heart attack when I hit the cold water.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, I don't. That's for sure.
So yeah, we'll also be, as part of the process with the food vendors, we'll work with the health department to get the proper permits for that as well. So,
Pretty much the same operating setup that you've had every year.
yep, exactly the same, same vendors that we typically use. Nothing's really changed.
Good. Why
And
mess?
then that,
Go got a good product, why mess with it, right?
Right, exactly. And then that evening, then we usually have a pub crawl in the village with a handful of the bars and restaurants.
Yeah, we seem to like those kind of things in Baldwinsville. You know, the margarita fests and the all chocolat and all those things, where everybody wanders around town and has fun. Any,
Well, we come up for it, yes.
is that all you need for tonight, Matt?
That's it. Yes, appreciate your time.
We'll keep, we'll wait for your papers to be on file, and then we'll put it on the agenda and take care of it for you.
Okay, great. I'll get that stuff tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, Matt, thanks much.
Have a good night.
Okay, I'm assuming you two fellows are from Greens and Grains?
Yep.
No, wait, I'm sorry.
Hi.
I can only see half your face, so I couldn't
I
really.
know, sorry, it's a little close.
That's Terry. I'm just Brett. I'm the representative of the liquor license. That's
Hi.
Terry. So you want to talk to? Yeah.
Anybody have questions from, we had from the last meeting that you would like to address? It's on the agenda. When we get to that item in the agenda, we can address it, but at least now you have a chance to ask the questions that came up at the last meeting. And I don't specifically remember all of them, so please feel free to ask.
One of them was they don't need this till March 22nd, why do we do a waiver of the 30-day thing in October? I mean,
If you don't mind, my name is Brett Haas. I'm the representative on the application.
Sure.
The reason is because the state liquor authority is the license process. We could apply for a temporary permit, okay, but that's going to cost her an additional $640. This is a way for her of us to get the license in sooner, so she's planning on opening in March. It would give the liquor authority the time to process the application, where she could then save having to pay the state an extra $640 for really nothing. That's what we were hoping for the expedition, because that right around the timeline right now, the average for the state right now is just about 4 months. But COVID, as we all know, COVID things it's not going to get shorter. Unfortunately, it'll only probably get a little bit longer. And because the Christmas holiday, a lot of state employees go on vacation, so that tends to slow things down over the years.
$650 was good enough.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
That got our attention.
Thank you. Yeah.
Did anybody else have questions? Do you remember what you were curious about? I think some of the questions might have been outside the issue of the waiver. Other questions about what you're planning, and that doesn't really have any effect on whether or not we approve the waiver. That'll come up as we go along, I'm sure.
Sure.
But that may not be anything we need to discuss tonight.
Okay.
Does anybody, while we have them here, is there anybody else? You're welcome to stay until we get to that, and we can move that up to I think we have, it's our lead agenda item. As a matter of fact, if nobody has a problem with it, we can do it now while they're here.
We appreciate that.
Yes, thank you. Yep.
Thank you.
Again, no more questions. Okay. And that was a fairly significant question.
Sure.
As far as the timeline, it was kind of like, why are we rushing it when they're not going to do it for 6 months? But you've made it pretty clear.
Yep.
All right, can we go down to pending business, item A? Can I get a motion to waive the 30-day notification period for the establishment at 1 West Genesee Street, Greens and Grains? Club Bistroco LLC is part of the liquor license process.
I'll make that motion.
Megan with a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Hi.
Opposed? Carried. Congratulations. You got your
Thank you very
waiver.
much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, and good luck. I hope
Thank you.
I hope business is going good now and gets better.
Business is good, but it'll be better.
Beautiful. All right, thanks for
Brett, do
stopping
you
in.
want me, excuse me, Brett, do you want me to email you the letter or
That
how?
would be outstanding. If you could email that to me, that would be excellent.
Okay, not a problem.
At your convenience.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right.
All right, we'll get back to the regular agenda. We're done with citizens' comments. Move on to trustees' comments. We'll start with trustee Shepherd.
I'll stick with the agenda. Thank you.
All right, trustee Dryden.
I'd like to wish Mike Shepherd an early birthday on October 25th.
Oh,
And your wife too, by the way, her
Oh, well,
birthday's
yeah,
on the
that's good.
25th.
That makes
I
it
hear
easy to remember, doesn't it? Yeah.
I hear we're both turning 50, which is great.
yeah. Anything else, Andy?
No, that's all.
Okay. Happy birthday, Shep. Next up, trustee Stebbins.
I just wanted to, and I've talked to Chuck about this. I was disappointed to see once again that some errant drivers ran down the crosswalk warning thing up at where the school kids crossed at the end of Brown Street. Because I had noticed how much more effective it had been with the sign uphill, but they still got it. So it's not there. So anybody who's crossing, be extra careful right now.
Yeah, it's a shame. I always question whether it was an accident or not.
Yeah.
But, all right, trustee Wilder.
Good evening. I will request a brief executive session. Update the board members on the status of contract negotiation,
All right, that'll be item F.
and I can items beyond that.
If you hadn't printed out the new agenda, which we already have a new item E, which Mo added this afternoon. So this makes executive session F. Okay,
Were you going to put the car charging on it?
that's right.
That would-
Car
That
charging
would
becomes
be F.
F. And G is now executive session. Very good. And high up in the alphabet. Okay, anything else, Mark?
No, thank you.
Okay, Ruth Seco.
That's the agenda. Thank you.
Okay, and Megan O'Donnell.
I just want to mention that we had a lovely dinner on Saturday evening celebrating 4 outstanding volunteers from the Baldwinsville community. We got to finally celebrate with our 2019 Volunteers of the Year, Clara Rose Thomas and Tom Perkins. And in addition, we celebrated the 2020 Volunteers of the Year, Bob Edgett and Janet Therian. So it's nice to finally be able to do that again. I know people were excited to have a little bit of normal going on. And again, those 4 volunteers were excellent examples of the community of Baldwinsville and everything that people do to help each other and make Baldwinsville a great place to live.
Couldn't have said it better. Thank you. Yeah, it's always so nice to just pat some people on the back who did things without looking for credit a lot. And yeah, we would have been a lot of trouble without them around helping. So great awards, great people. I have a few things. Online, it's time to vote for the 2021 CNY Reader's Choice Awards. And if you go on to a thing called syracuse.secondstreetapp.com, you can get to the Reader's Choice Awards, and there's several Baldwinsville businesses that are listed, restaurants and otherwise. So if you feel like supporting some of our local businesses, maybe your favorite restaurant is on there and you can vote for them, and it's nice for our community to be heard. Was talking with Shelley Hoffman on Wednesday and just remarking how, last year at this time, we were just talking about how nothing was going on. And now the agenda for the next month is quite packed with events. This Saturday, the window painting, Town of Lysander sponsored window painting Saturday from 10 to 1. Always kind of fun to go around the downtown and watch the kids painting. Many businesses got involved, some that have never been involved before. Please don't leave us out type stuff. So it ought to look really nice when they get it all painted. And then that afternoon, well, actually at 11, the businesses will have trick or treating. So the kids in the community can walk around all the downtown businesses. They have like a decal or something that's in the window if they're participating. And it was a list of, looked like 20, 25 businesses that were going to participate. So it's a nice chance for kids to start Halloween a little early, and would be kind of fun. Then we have November 11th, Au Chocolat. I am not good with French, but I can fake it. That's on November 11th from 3 to 9, I believe. That's another one of those where you walk around at different businesses. I am assuming that people will have different types of chocolates. Also, you get passports and get them stamped at all the businesses. Then when you fill it out, you drop them off, and there's prizes through raffles. And it's sponsored by Fashion Rescue 911 Boutique and Fashion Truck. So if you have any questions, you can check with them. But Au Chocolat has its own Facebook site if you're looking for any kind of details on where you can go that night. Thanksgiving morning, the turkey trot put on by the Kiwanis Club. 5K, 10K. If you're a runner, a walker, it's all out of fun. And if you just want to park yourself somewhere and wave to people walking by, that's kind of fun too. But it's nice to know that the Kiwanis is doing about 90% of what they did before with this event. There's a few things that they are restricting because of close quarters and that type of stuff. Go on Facebook or on the Kiwanis website, and there's information on how to sign up for the turkey trot. Then Saturday, the 27th of November, the Parade of Lights is scheduled. It's back. I was told that they had to cut off people, competitors signing up because they had all they could handle. And then the Christmas tree lighting will follow that at the square. I think Ruth Segal can probably help me make sure I'm right, but I thought I heard they were going to go earlier this year, maybe start at 5:30.
Yes, it'll start, starting at 5:30, same parade route.
Okay, so it'll get started earlier, which means it'll end earlier. Fireworks. The part that was at the library will not be held because of the close quarters and people sitting on Santa's lap, and it just didn't seem to fit. And so that part has been dropped, at least for this year. For the tree lighting, I'm under the impression we're still looking for a tree. So if anybody has a nice pine tree in their yard, or maybe a neighbor that was interested in getting rid of their tree, and it would be nice down at the square, get a hold of Chuck McAuliffe, and they come in, clean it out nice, clean up the stump. It's all in a couple hours. You didn't even know you had a tree, and you can brag to the neighborhood and say our tree is down at the square all lit up, and it's kind of fun. The other day we had the ribbon cutting for the Red Mill Manor. That's going to be an interesting, I would say experiment, but not really experiment. It's an interesting direction to go with residential housing. It's a little more expensive, but it's 3 meals a day provided, taxi service provided, most everything provided that you would normally pay for. So if you pay $3,000 to live there, that might be what you pay to live in your house now, between taxes and groceries and so on. So anybody, including our board, but anybody in the village who'd really like to see it, they're more than happy to give you a tour. Contact them and see when's the time you could get over and see it. If you had seen the mill when it was an inn, now it's the manor, and it's been even more dolled up than it was before. It's really nice, and they've done a first-class job. So people have started to move in. While we were there for the ribbon cutting, county executive and one of his legislators, Dave Knapp, were there, and I asked about the Main Street Facade grant and where we stood with that. If you remember, we had 22 businesses, and we were asking for $500,000. This was out of a $5 million kitty, which made me a little scared, because if everybody came up with the same requests we did, how many, probably somebody who's gonna get left out. They said that back when they did the budget, that the county executive added 2.5 million to the kitty, so it's now 7.5 million. And the reason he did that is there were so many proposals that came in that were outstanding that they didn't want to leave people out. So to me, that sounded good. Be very exciting to tell 22 business owners that you're going to get grants to help fix up your building, your front of your building, and make your business even more attractive. I think that's pretty exciting to me. So we're still waiting to hear. I'm guessing anytime soon we will. It was supposed to be the end of September, beginning of October. We're past the beginning of October, so hopefully any day we will hear something. I think other than that, that's all I have. We'll move on to department heads. The attorney, Joe.
Nice seeing everybody. I'll stick with the agenda.
Okay. Nice to see you. Next, code officer Greg is not here. Village clerk, Mo.
I just wanted to, one last time before the end of October, taxes are due payable to the village by the 31st of October, and then you would pay them to the county. Also, if you have a water bill, if you're paying cash, please, we have a bell. You could just ring the bell and we will let you in the building. Or we still have the drop box for other items. Otherwise, I will stick to the agenda.
All right, thank you, Mo. Turn to our treasurer, Anna.
Everyone should have received the financials through August. I apologize for the format, but it's the quickest way I can get them to you by using the Williamson report rather than doing our man-made report, which takes me a couple extra hours for each one. We'll get back to it eventually, and I think there's going to be a better way to do it in the future so that it won't take so long, but I just don't have time to figure that out right now. I just want to get the figures to everyone so that they can see where they're at for the budget. So I do apologize for that. But all the trustees should have received theirs, and all the department heads will have theirs in their mailbox tomorrow. And I will be here in the office all day tomorrow. So if anyone has any questions on anything, please let me know now, or tomorrow, so that I can check on anything if you feel something doesn't look quite right. And then I just keep plugging on getting September's, and then October be coming soon.
Very good. Any
Okay.
questions for Anna? Nice to see those reports and have a little sense of,
I know.
are we doing good or aren't we doing good? It looks like we're doing okay. So
We are doing good. Yeah.
it was good to hear. We'll move on now to our senior center, Ruth Troy.
Just a couple things I want to remind folks that it is currently open enrollment for Medicare that ends on December 7th. So if you want to make a change in your Medicare plan, this is your opportunity to do that. If you're mixed up, confused, not sure which way to go with it, please give us a call. We'll get you some resources and some information and help you sort that out. Also, HEAP is currently open, the Home Energy Assistant Program that opened on October 1st. That helps you with your energy bills. Our neighborhood advisor, Nancy, is happy to help you recertify or make an application if you haven't done that in the past. So get in touch with Nancy. And I also want to let folks know that the rescue mission will be doing home delivered holiday meals this year. You sign up with us at the senior center. They do it for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. So the deadline for Thanksgiving is November 5th. So if you want to take advantage of that, please give us a call. We'll get you on the list so that someone comes to your home with a meal for Thanksgiving. And Christmas, the deadline is December 6th. So just give us a call and we'll make sure that you get a reservation for that. And other than that, unless anybody has any questions, that's it.
Any questions for Ruth?
Okay.
Thanks, Ruth.
Thank you. Thanks.
Move on to Public Works. Chuck.
Well, that time of year again, we're starting to close everything down. The island, the bathrooms on the island are closed. The water's off, the electricity's off over there. The planters are all in. We still have some garbage cans out that we may leave out for a little bit. But we're starting to bring everything in. Brush pickup is going full strength here now. This week and next week, they'll be out every day to try to keep up with the leaves. The water department, the meter response is all of a sudden just taking a turn, and people are calling all the time, and we're getting a bunch of meters in now. Through the COVID problems, we had some issues getting into houses, and people are letting us back in now, and that's moving along really well. Other than that, if you have questions, we're good.
Questions for Chuck? We'll move on to our police chief, Mike.
Mayor, nothing specific unless there's questions from anyone.
Anybody got questions for the chief? All right, we'll move on. We've already done our pending business. Move on to new business. Item A. Can I get a motion appointing Mark Baker as village treasurer effective December 1st? He will start training immediately with Anna. And his salary will be $20,000 a year to start. And his salary while he's training will be $20 an hour. And can I get a motion to hire Mark Baker?
Moved.
Megan and Mark, any questions, discussion? I did talk to a couple of references about Mark and his boss where he just retired from. Couldn't say enough nice things about his attention to detail, his ability to do more than one thing at a time. That he was the reason that the business that they were in, a credit union type thing, how it flourished and how he took care of so many mergers. And she said, you're going to be very happy when he's working for you because he's very talented. And she was happy for him that he was working in Baldwinsville because she knows how he thinks about Baldwinsville. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. All right. Item B, can I get a motion to declare an aged computer from the codes department as surplus? Ruth and Mark. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Item C, get a motion to receive the bids for the 2021 tree removal and trimming contract that were open Wednesday, October 19th, 2021 at 2 p.m. Andy and Mike Shepard. Mike did it twice. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Item D, can I get a discussion, possible action to award the bid for the 2021 tree removal and trimming contract to Black River Tree Removal LLC in the amount of $37,500 pending review of their insurance coverage? Mark Wilder, and a second. Megan? This includes ash trees. I will repeat what Chuck has told me a couple of times, that our new engineering firm, and by the way, they are working out pretty good. I think Chuck would tell you that. He's been happy with the help that he's gotten from them. They've been there when we need them, and kind of what we were hoping for. But they estimated that we may have saved between $175,000 and $200,000 with the ash trees that we cut down with our DPW people. And we took down, according to Chuck, a couple of big ones, but a lot of good sized ones. And, it's nice when we can tell our people out in the public that we're doing everything we can to keep things under control as far as costs, to try to save taxpayer money. And the DPW certainly has done that with the trees. So,
Mr. Mayor, real quick, we're up to 150 trees, and that included grinding the stumps and topsoiling at the same time. So all that's taken care of. People are pretty happy with that.
that's great. And I know people were concerned that their yards were gonna be all messed up. You just gotta wait, they'll come in and they'll grind up the stump and they'll put down new topsoil and you won't even know there was a tree there when they get done. And if you look at some of the places where they've taken trees down, you wouldn't know that there was a tree there before. So that's nice. So we have a motion and a second. Any further comments? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Right. Item E, can I get a motion designating the following offices as vacant at the end of the current official year to be filled at the village election to be held Tuesday, March 15th, 2022 for the following term: village mayor, 4 years, village trustee, 3 vacancies, 4 years, and village justice, 3 years.
Move.
Any second? Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Item F. Can I get a motion to approve our engineers filing grant applications for 2 car charging stations to be placed in the village, one at Mercer Park, one at Baldwin Canal Square, with the end result, because we're going to provide the installation being no cost out of pocket to the village. Mark Wilder with a motion in a second. Ruth, any discussion, questions? Chuck was describing they're going to be two spots at each of the posts. So people, actually 4 cars could be charging at the same time. And again, this is something where the engineers have helped us out with us and getting us these grants. So, and then when we do this, we then build up points and we earn other grants that we can use for other things by doing these energy conscious type moves. All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. All right. Before we go to executive session, do we have anything else that we need to address as a board?
I'd like to ask something. I don't know if, I think at the next board meeting, I will put on for the Excelis, the medical and dental renewals. Did everyone receive the emails, the email regarding it, so they could just take a look at it before the meeting? Right?
Everybody get it?
All right. If not, I could resend it, but okay. So I'll put that on the next agenda to, and I've sent it out to, I also sent it to the 2 union reps to inform them of the increase.
Okay.
And at this point, you know, there was no issues.
Right. Yeah, it's very good. Thanks, Mo. Anything else before we go?
Mr. Mayor, real quick, those chargers will only charge 2 cars at a time, not 4.
I mean, 2 at each spot, right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so theoretically, we could have 4 different cars being charged. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Sorry, I didn't mean to, yeah.
No.
If you're confused, probably other people are too. So, very good. All right, well, seeing as we have nothing else to discuss, can I get a motion to move into executive session for a contract update? Mark Wilder and Ruth Seco, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Those who need to be here can stay on. I'll stop the recording. I can stop the live stream. And